Time now for the morning rush.
We start with Kristen Curry.
Good morning. More cloud cover expected across the state today, but I'm not seeing anything in the way of widespread showers or anything. We have a slight chance of a few spot showers up over the north as we get into Tuesday, but the winds will be a bigger issue. Breezy to windy today. Very strong winds expected Tuesday afternoon.
We continue to follow breaking news for you this morning. 7 inmates are dead, 17 others injured in what appears to be a prison riot in South Carolina. Authorities say the fight broke out at a maximum security prison around 7 last night. The state corrections department says the fighting spread to 3 housing units. No officers were injured. An order was restored about 3 o'clock this morning. The prison houses nearly 1,500 of the state's most violent offenders. No word on what sparked the brawl. We'll continue to follow this story for you throughout the day.
And we expect to learn more about what led up to a crash involving a police cruiser in northwest Albuquerque. Officers responded to a domestic violence call at a home near Central and 98th Street around 4 yesterday afternoon. Police say a woman became aggravated and took off in an SUV, then backing into an APD SUV. Police say she has since been arrested. APD is now looking into whether she was under the influence.
On to a developing story for you. The man accused of trying to light a police officer on fire is still behind bars this morning. According to a criminal complaint, 32-year-old Michael Broderick was damaging a home near Tramway in Montgomery on Friday. Police say they found him at a nearby Burger King. One officer claims as he was putting Broderick in cuffs, he tried to burn the officer's arm with a lighter.
And the search is ramping up for the person who police say shot a man in northwest Albuquerque. APD says while responding to a shots fired call near Unser and Ladera, they found a man with a gunshot wound. Police say the suspect ran from the area into a nearby residence, prompting the SWAT call out. Now that person was never found. We do know the victim is alive, but APD has not released any more information.
City Council is expected to vote on a proposal to strengthen Albuquerque's status as an immigrant-friendly city. The city already has an immigrant-friendly status. The resolution, though, would reaffirm, its commitment to immigrant integration and inclusion. This comes as the Trump administration continues to threaten withholding law enforcement grants for cities with an immigrant-friendly status. That vote expected tonight at 5 o'clock.
Ousted FBI Director James Comey is revealing more details about his interactions with President Trump ahead of his scheduled book release. In an exclusive interview with ABC News' George Stephanopoulos, Comey called Trump morally unfit to be president and said it's possible the president was compromised by Russia. In a series of tweets on Sunday, President Trump labeled Comey a liar and a slimeball and implied that he should be in jail.
This morning, police are asking for your help looking ahead for you. This morning, the Trump administration plans to impose new sanctions on Russia. UN Ambassador Nikki Haley says the goal is to punish Moscow for supporting Syrian President Bashar al-Assad. According to the Pentagon, this weekend's airstrikes crippled his regime's chemical weapons program.
As you wake up, former First Lady Barbara Bush says she won't seek further medical treatment for her failing health. The office of her husband, former President H.W. Bush, released a statement confirming the news Sunday. It said the 92-year-old was receiving comfort care, adding that she was surrounded by her family.
Today's Metro Threat Index up to a 7, looking at breezy to windy conditions, sustained winds up to about 25 miles per hour, so that's enough to kick up the dust. High fire danger is a top concern as well. Red flag warnings go for the Metro from noon to 8 p.m. David?
New Mexico State University is announcing its schedule for public meetings with the 5 finalists for chancellor. According to the Las Cruces Sun News, each candidate will visit the area separately, meet with community stakeholders, and tour the campus between April 22nd and May 5th. Public forums will also be held for each candidate. And you can find a link to the candidates' agenda at alwayson.krqe.com.
On to new details now. An investigation underway this morning after 2 more endangered Mexican gray wolves are found dead in New Mexico. Federal wildlife managers say the wolves were found in March, but did not specify where or what the circumstances were. This brings the total number of Mexican gray wolves found dead this year to 4. The other 2 previously found in Arizona.
Happening now, a recall alert is impacting people in Colorado. Rose Acre Farms in Indiana recalled more than 200 million eggs over fears of salmonella contamination. The recall alert is impacting Colorado and 8 other states in the east. According to the FDA, at least 22 people have gotten sick because of the eggs.
On to developing news for you this morning. Brick and mortar stores across the U.S. will be holding their collective breath tomorrow. That's when the U.S. Supreme Court will hear arguments in a case that concerns sales tax and the internet. It could lead to most online purchases being subject to state taxes. Many shopkeepers say the change is necessary to even the playing field.
New this morning, young people who are transgender and gender nonconforming face higher rates of anxiety, depression, and suicidal thoughts. A large study from Kaiser Permanente looked at the medical records of a group of individuals. They found that when they were diagnosed with mental health conditions, they were found to be up to 13 times more than young people who identify with the gender they are assigned at birth.
Here's some interesting new facts for you on this Monday morning. Researchers say a mother's health may have a lot to do with when their daughter's puberty begins. A study of more than 15,000 girls and their mothers found obesity and hyperglycemia during pregnancy is linked to early onset puberty. Other studies have connected early puberty to increased risk for diabetes and cancer, as well as behavioral problems. Kristen.
Time now for a check on traffic. Not seeing anything major out there this morning. Moving clean and green across the city. We'll take that for a Monday. I'll let you know if it changes.
As tax day bears down, don't worry if you're not ready. You still have time to file for an extension. The extension deadline is the same as the filing deadline, tomorrow, April 17th. Now, for an extension, you need Form 4868, and if you're filing yourself. But don't forget your state obligations. While some states automatically apply the federal extension, others require separate paperwork.
And finally, take a look at this bizarre new video. Shows some inventors testing out their flying foxes, also known as fruit bats. The German tech company built the bio-inspired robotic bat capable of mimicking the animal's airborne ability. Like the actual bat, the Bionic version has an airtight membrane stretching from fingertips to the feet. If you're wanting to see this up close, you'll have your chance from April 23rd to the 27th. You just have to get a plane ticket to Hanover, Germany.
It looks gigantic.
I know.
Yeah.
Yikes, scary.
So cool. I can see that being used in movies soon.
Totally.
All right, time now for the 5 facts.
Start with number 5 here. Students at Mary Ann Binford Elementary have a reason to celebrate today after the good news that they're getting a new building. An APS committee approved the design for a 27,000 square foot building with 20 classrooms. APS says they chose which schools to update or to rebuild with the state's help. From there, the district reviews plans, ranks schools, and make a capital plan which voters approve bond money for. 4 more facilities are scheduled for renovations.
At number 4, in a little over a week, the Cleveland Middle School robotics team is gearing up for a fierce competition at the VEX Robotics World Championship. Now, they'll be going up against 180 mid-school teams from around the world. They say they've had challenges along the way and have now started a GoFundMe page to raise money to build a competition field of their own at their own school. Now, they leave next week for the competition, which runs through April 28th.
At number 3, breezy to windy conditions today, combining that is with dry conditions, is going to give us a day of high fire danger. We're talking red flag warnings over the entire state of New Mexico. Even stronger winds tomorrow, but cooler temperatures. Red flag warnings continue. Taking a break on Wednesday.
Number 2 now, bill to expand the Amber Alert system to tribal nations in the U.S. is now law. This after being signed by President Trump. The law is named after 11-year-old Ashlyn Mike from the Navajo Nation in New Mexico. The girl had been sexually assaulted, murdered, then left near Shiprock. Since the horrific incident, Ashlyn's parents have fought for a law that would expand the Amber Alert system to tribes across the country. The new law does not provide direct funding. It just means tribes are eligible for established funds if they do apply.
And at number 1, pre-evacuation orders have been lifted for the 2 fires burning near Grants. Authorities say they feel homes around the area are safe again. However, they add residents should still be prepared with a plan in case another order is issued. The 2 fires have scorched more than 8,600 acres combined so far. The Diener fire started as a prescribed burn when a small area jumped containment lines, and that's when it spread. Now, there's also a planned community meeting for tomorrow night. That's happening at 5:30.